prepare to pay more for eggs in the coming days because the Poultry Farmers Association says it is adjusting the price of eggs by 30% to keep afloat. Now you see details of the pricing now on your screens, and we know that now a crate of small eggs is going for 30 Ghana cedis, and a crate of unsalted eggs will now go for some 32 Ghana cedis. That's the indication we're getting from the association. The price build-up will be broken down for you shortly, but this will mean a single unit of an egg at retail price will now be sold at 1 cedi 50 pesos. So, joining me now in studio is the National President of the Poultry Farmers Association, Victor Opong-Eche, who's going to help us break this down. Let's first of all give you a breakdown of the figures and what the implications will be for you in terms of how much you need to pay and what that will mean for you as an individual consumer out there. But we need to welcome you, Victor, into our studios. It's good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
I don't want to say this is a good time to see you because it will mean that if I'm coming for your services, I need to raise up and pay more. Why are you increasing your prices now?
Thank you very much. We are doing that because prices of inputs have gone up drastically. Let me start by saying that poultry is all about the feed. Right. If there's no feed, there's no poultry. And we have some basic ingredients that we use to prepare the feed. Maize, soya, wheat bran, and other ingredients. That they are the most important ones. If you are preparing a ton of feed, you need about 50 to 60% of maize. Then between 15 to 25% of soya, then 15 to 20% of wheat bran. Now, maize that we were buying at 65 cedis per 50 kilo weight in 2020, now it's 180 Ghana cedis per the same weight, which is an increment of, in percentage-wise, is about 277%. The soya was 150 Ghana cedis per 50 kilo weight, and it is now 305 Ghana cedis. That one too is over 200%.
So basically the cost of production is shooting up by the day.
It's gone up over 200%.
But some would say, I mean, this is what you see everywhere you go. The economy is not in really a good shape. Ghanaians are even struggling to make up for the increment in transport fares and other services as well. Yours is some way, somehow, a very essential product, if you do agree. This is about protein and about good health as well. So why not be patient for Ghanaians to readjust, and then you could go ahead with the increment in the prices?
We did that in order to sustain the industry. Okay. The industry is virtually collapsed. We have farmers who were having about 300,000 bears as stock, but they now have just 50,000. And even that feeding them is a problem. Yesterday, one of the farmers called me from Eastern region. He was having 52,000 bears capacity. Now he has only 700. If you go around the farms, you will see that most of the farms are empty because farmers are piling up debts. A farmer loses about 5,000 Ghana cedis a day, which comes to 150,000 a month. So if we do not do the upward adjustment of egg prices, it means in the next couple of months, we will not get a single poultry farmer in the country.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's try and give you a breakdown of the figures and what it will mean to you as an average consumer out there so that the national president will deal with that. So what you have on your screens now is the unsalted and then small. Yeah. So give us a sense of what the unsalted means. That's now going to cost some 32 Ghana cedis.
Exactly.
What's the unsalted?
The unsalted comprises of the big, small, and the medium. Okay. And the small one is when the bear starts, the eggs are small.
Right.
So with time, you see that it will be enlarged. Mm-hmm. So we are saying that the small is going up for 30 cedis and the unsalted for 32 cedis.
Is this something we're going to have uniformly implemented across the country? Because the challenge is, once you're giving a signal that the prices are rising, the prices are going up, then some of your colleagues as well will take advantage of this. And the prices may even shoot up beyond the 32 and 30 range. How are you dealing with that, really?
Actually, we are sensitizing our people as to how they should go about it.
Right.
And we even said that the new prices should start after the Ramadan, so that we use the period between now and the Ramadan to sensitize the people and the public. Because if we don't do that, it means that we will have to import eggs, which will not be good. Because poultry is also creating a lot of jobs. And many farmers are now laying off their workers.
Is that bad?
Sorry?
The situation is that bad?
Very bad. Very, very bad. If you go around Achima area, we have about 42 farms over there. Now, 35 are not in operation. 35 out of the 42. And it goes round and round around the country. You see, so the situation is getting out of hands.
Right.
So the only thing we can do is to adjust prices so that farmers can meet their cost of production and save a little money.
If you look at the components of the cost of production, there's also feed that you're talking about, issues that have got to do with government policies in terms of importation and all of that, because I'm sure that the feeds, most of them, you import them from outside this country. Is that correct?
Yes. But the basic one is the maize that we get from here.
From within.
Local, yeah.
But then what could possibly avert this imminent increment in prices? Is there anything government could do in terms of policies to deal with this, to avert the increment?
Yes, government came out with a policy called Planting for Food and Jobs, which was very good. Before the Planting for Food and Jobs, the maize farmers were having a yield of about 2 metric tons per hectare. And after the Planting for Food and Jobs, the yield increased from 2 metric tons to 6 metric tons, which was very good. So we were expecting the prices of maize to either stabilize or come down. Because if you're having 2 and now you have 6, it means it has multiplied about 3 times. And we allowed the neighboring countries, Burkina Faso, Mali, Togo, Benin, Nigeria, to come in to buy the maize from us. The maize that has been subsidized by the government. Planting for Food and Jobs, money went in.
Smuggling is also affecting, indirectly. That's what's happening.
It's an open market. Right. They come here, they just load their cars and they take it off.
Right.
But
so you would want some restrictions in that regard?
Exactly. I think the government has come out with that restriction.
How about subventions as well? Because we know that if government comes through with a subvention package or some subsidies, that could also lower your cost of production. Is that a feasible attempt in dealing with
Yes, we've made that attempt. We've told the government to give subsidy so that, we will not increase our prices. But it's not forthcoming. And we can only sustain the industry when we also adjust prices. Otherwise, all the poultry farms in the country will collapse.
Beyond the 32 and 30 cedis range, what forecast are you making? Are there some dynamics that could change and significantly reduce the prices that we're seeing now in the coming days? What do you foresee?
As for reduction, I doubt, because we are even anticipating that the maize price will get to 200. It will get to 200 Ghana cedis very soon, because much as the prices have gone up, availability is also a problem. We are not getting the maize, so it's a challenge. And in that wise, you see that you can only get it when the price goes up. People are now trying to hold their maize because they are still expecting a higher price for the maize. So it makes it very difficult for us as farmers, because the more the prices goes up, it will mean that we also have to adjust our prices.
What will be the implications, for instance, if we cross the 200 cedis mark for maize? Are you scared that your businesses may collapse?
Definitely, because we cannot continue to increase egg prices. People will stop even eating eggs. And in that wise, you cannot buy the maize at that price to produce. And it will be a challenge.
For now, there are a lot of Ghanaians watching us, and some would also be wondering if you are open to the idea of further delaying the increment in the prices and waiting for some factors to change. What's being blamed on all of this partly has got to do with the Ukraine-Russia tension and all of that. Is that also related to this? Could that, if you delay it, don't you feel that the factors may change, which could significantly impact on the
I don't think it will change because, you know, the maize prices started going up at the latter part of 2020. And we alerted the ministry that, hey, this is what is going on.
Right.
We should stop.
So you've actually been in touch with the ministry on this?
We've had a series of meetings. It all borders on allowing the neighboring countries to come and buy our local maize. It means that the government subsidy, we Ghanaians did not benefit. It's only the foreigners who benefited because government subsidized the maize production through fertilizer supplies and technical men.
Right.
And in that case, we should have benefited. Now, if you go to the market to buy kenke, kenke, which was 50 pesos, is now about 2 cedis.
Right.
And it's not only poultry that is suffering. Kenke sellers, banku sellers, they are all in the same situation.
So what you're telling me now is that there was an engagement between your association and the Agric Ministry.
Yeah.
What did the minister tell you?
Well, it was a stakeholder meeting that we have. And we told them, as I'm saying now, that this is the situation. But, you know, we are also operating in an open market system. And it's very difficult for the ministry to come just to stop the people from buying. But fortunately, about a week or two, the government has come out through the Ministry of Food and Agriculture and Ministry of Trade and Industry that there will be no more exportation of maize and soya, which is good for us. But now the commodities are not there. We are expecting the next yield to see how it will go.
So let's look at some of the policy interventions, particularly within the poultry industry. Just somewhere last year, the Agric Ministry had announced that there was a grand plan of bringing in some foreign investors. I'm sure that you've heard that arrangement, and supporting local producers as well. How far with that arrangement, and what's your analysis and assessment of that approach that government was using since last year?
Well, I think it will be good to inject money in the poultry industry. It's not only the egg production alone. We should also consider the broiler production. Importation of frozen chicken has taken over 99% of the broiler market.
Right.
We are virtually not producing, only just few people. Somewhere in 2020, I think over $500 million was used to import chicken into the country. So if we invest in the poultry, it means we are going to stop the importation, which also put pressure on the dollar exchange. You know, $500 million is not a joke. So it's good to get investors to invest more in the poultry industry so that we can have our local production.
Right. And just as we wrap up, I don't know what your thoughts would be on this. The belief is that this is about the markets. And once you increase price, the resultant effect is that demand would definitely decrease. Are you not worried that that would further jeopardize your businesses?
Not at all, because
the fact that demand would drop.
No, it will not drop.
Price.
We are still within the range.
Okay.
As we speak now, a single egg is sold at 1 cedi 50 pesos. Some are even selling it at 2 cedis. So a crate of egg comes to 45 cedis. Right. So if we increase our egg to 30 cedis, between the farmer and the consumer, there's still a margin of 15 cedis, which can be shared among the middlemen over there.
You're basically telling us you've been considerate. That's what you're trying to tell us. It should have been up more than
exactly. 30, we were trying to push it to 35 cedis, but we decided to come to this price, and expecting that if impulse goes down, we will come down.
Right.
But if it continues to go up, it will be a challenge. We have to go up.
Anyway, we'll have to leave the conversation here, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you too.
Dr. Ajay is National President of the Poultry Farmers Association.